Guys, in this video, I am going to teach you complete Git and GitHub from the starting to the end. In this complete course, I have included my handwritten notes which I have created by a lot of hard work and efforts. You can refer the notes at any time and anywhere you want while using Git. I have timestamped this complete course so that you can come anytime and you want to see any chapter. Nowadays, Git and GitHub are being used a lot in software development, so it becomes much important for you to have the knowledge of Git and GitHub. In this course, we have started from the very basics of Git and then we have seen many advanced concepts like what is branching, what is tagging, etc. I only want you guys to take your time and see this video till the end, then I guarantee you that you will master Git and GitHub. You will get all the notes and files in the link provided in the description, so you are just 2 clicks away of the awesome notes. This course has all my effort, so you will definitely understand all the concepts. Comment down this is an awesome course and like this video just now to appreciate my efforts. If you do so, I will feel joyful and I will get to know that my hard work have some good cause. Whosoever will comment this, I will heart that comment. If you want more such videos, consider subscribing to the channel and press the bell icon. So without wasting more time, let's get started with this tutorial by sharing this video to any person who needs this. Guys, we talked a lot about Git and GitHub. So what is Git and GitHub? Now I am going to explain you. See, in the previous time when any piece of code or software was being created, how it worked was the first version was created, and let's say this one I am drawing is a storage device. So I will create this as a storage device, and the first version is added. So the storage device, the capacity is now 2 MB. Now after this, if any second version is evolved, then let's say it is of 3 MB, and then what happened is it is a new file, it is not getting replaced. For example, if you are getting any error or something like that, you would definitely roll back previous version. So that's why let's say the files are not getting deleted or replaced and new files are getting added. Now it is a 5 MB. Now again version 3 is added. Now in version 3 it gets of 10 MB, and by doing so we get a 99th version, that is 50 MB. That, so you understand, 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus until 50, and this is a very big number. If you are carrying any pen drive of let's say 20 GB, then it won't be possible to to have so many versions, because in that pen drive we will have code as well as your personal data, and it is not an effective way to do this. If the pen drive gets damaged, all your code will get lost. So for these problems at present time we use Git. Whenever any software or any website is being created, the owner of that application keeps on changing the software and pushing new changes on it to make it better. For example, I have even written an example. The PowerPoint we use today is much updated from the older ones, and everybody knows this because PowerPoint is used in many things, especially in explanation. Just as I am doing this is PowerPoint only. So if in today's date any professional gets Office 2007 to work with, his work speed will decrease. It may decrease because the newer versions have latest updates and very much new features that saves a lot of time. So can say that all softwares are always updating and the owner always keeps on pushing new changes in it. So why do we use Git basically? Git is nothing but a distributed version control system. What do I mean by distributed version control system is that if you get delete any file, then you can again get that file. And distributed version control system means that it everyone can use it and it is totally free. You can even get the previous version of the code using Git, and you can see that in the older times people kept on adding new files, but in using Git there will be only one code and various commits to check out, and then you can even roll back to the previous version of the code. I have written an example here. If some kid comes to your house and you leave your laptop open and all files are committed, and what is committed, I mean by committed I mean working tree is clean. I will explain you what is working tree, and then just think that and then think that the kid just keep typing random things on your keyboard, and then you will lose all your files. So on using it, you can easily recover these files. It is a very easy procedure. It is just a command git checkout that helps you to recover all your previous code. If you are a Unix user, you may know what is terminal, and on every operating system there is one terminal. In Ubuntu, there is a terminal with the name terminal. Also in Mac and Linux and Windows, it is command prompt or PowerShell. Git basically takes Unix based commands because it is similar to the Linux terminal. Examples of Unix based commands are ls, pwd, rm, rmdir, touch, fdisk, and there are many commands like mkdir, and many commands are there. I will tell you everything you need to know to get started with Git. Whenever we install Git, we get two things: Git bash and Git GUI. Git bash is the command line and GUI is the graphical user interface. In the GUI, you will get many buttons, and then you can just click on those buttons, and then everything will get worked pretty well. And Git bash is used behind the Git GUI. You must know that because it has a lot of features. Git bash has a lot of features than Git GUI. So I hope that you have understood what is Git. So now what is GitHub? See, I will always explain you with an example. For some reason, a person gave his laptop to a kid, and the kid took kid to the terrace, and then kid throws the laptop from the roof. A very bad incident for the laptop as well as the person. See, now all the data is lost as the laptop's hard disk is broken. It may be SSD or HDD, but it is broken. Let's say the person lives on the 8th floor. So if we use GitHub, we can access the files and folders anywhere in the world. And GitHub also do supports web hostings. For this thing, why don't we use any kind of cloud storage or any kind of server? If the server gets damaged, data will be lost. Server is nothing but a computer on the cloud. Only this is server. If the server gets damaged, all the data will be lost. But if we use a distributed VCS means version control system, all developers will have a change log. It means that you can even roll back to the previous version of the code because you have a change log. I also have an example here. Let's say this is a cloud storage, and files are being pulled and files are being pushed, and everything is going fine. And let's say that this person is the best programmer in this complete team, and for a very sad reason, this person's internet speed is 1 mbps. Okay, so let's say this person is a very good programmer, then he has written a lot of important code and useful code, and these three are junior developers. Then these files are being pulled and pushed. So this will have problems in even pulling and as well as pushing because his internet speed is very slow. Also in server, files are pulled and files are pushed, and the server gets damaged. So all these developers' hard work will be lost. So only for this reason, in the present time, we use GitHub, which has made work a lot easier. So hope you understood what is Git and GitHub. So now I will explain you other concepts as well. So make sure to watch the video till the end. Share the videos with everyone as this contains a lot of my efforts. So let's meet in the next chapter. So guys, I have now opened the notes of chapter 2 in my Google Chrome. What is chapter 2? Chapter 2 is installation of Git and primary configuration. You will get the notes in the descriptions link, so you must download these notes. So let's see the notes. Step 1, search download Git. We need to search download Git in order to install Git into our machine. I will now say download Git and go to first URL of Git official website. This is, and here I will click on latest source release, and I will just click on download for Windows. As simple as that. It is saying me that your download is starting. It is a 48 MB. It will get downloaded into a machine. It might take little bit time depending upon your internet speed and many factors. Okay, Now step 2 is go to this website, and this is the website I have put in the notes. Download setup for your operating system, Windows or Linux or Mac. Mac and Linux user must do from CLI. Just you can see here, if I click on Mac OS, then you have to install it from Brew, and on Linux you need to install this package. I will now just click on this setup. Now see, after executing setup for Windows, click next, and then next. Now if you want desktop icon, you may check the box. So let's do it here. I will now read the complete license agreement. So I have read this, and I will click on next. Keep the default location. If you want to change it, you may change, but I will keep it default. I will now click on next. Here it is saying that this folder already exists. So guys, now I have uninstalled Git from my system. Now I will click on next, and here I have written after execute. If you want desktop icon, you may check this box if you want, but I don't want this. Okay, I will if I want, I will click it. I will create a desktop shortcut, or I will just pin this like this. Okay, if you want Git to check for new version during Windows update, click it. If you check this option, this one, then Git will, if any new version of Git is released, it will get downloaded with your Windows updates. And if you want to get bash profile to Windows terminal, you may do it. Okay, I will choose my options, and then I will now click on next. So guys, don't click on this option. I will just keep it by default. The next, and then install. Pretty straightforward procedure. Many options were there. You need not have to read all of them. You just simply click on next and then install. After installing it, launch it. Bash is nothing but a Linux based terminal. I've already told this to you. Feel free to see the documentation. So I will get documented my documentation somewhere. See, this is the documentation of Git, and I can also get this reference manual. And if I have any problem, I can even see this from here. If I have problems, git init command, I will tell you what is this. Git init, this is a command. So you feel free to check the documentation. Now I will not see the release note, but I will launch git bash. I will now simply click on finish. Inside PowerShell for Windows user, okay, to see the list of commands, I will right click here and then go to PowerShell. And if you're on a Mac or Linux machine, then you can just check it how I can do it. I will just click on Git, and you can see that it is giving me a lot of commands here. So we will see what are these and what is this thing coming. I don't know what is this big space. See, I will tell you push command, pull command, what is fetch, and what is merge, what is branch, what is commit, what is log. I will tell you everything you need to know about Git to work with. So just see the video till the end. These are some very basic Linux commands. Mkdir folder, it means make directory. Okay, I will now show it in practical. I will just click on this files. Now I will tell you something. If I right click now, it is showing me open git bash in GUI here. If I click on GUI, it provides me a GUI, graphical user interface, which I have discussed before also, but I will use bash. I want to use bash, so I will now just click here, and then control plus mouse wheel. I will use the control and mouse wheel to zoom in this thing. Mkdir folder, this helps you to create a new folder. If I say mkdir, it means make directory. And if I say new folder, and if I put a forward slash, then nothing happened here, but something happened here. New folder is being created, you can see here. If I do cd folder, you can change the directory. If I say, see, now the directory is by default D, Ocean Programming, Tutorials, Git and GitHub Notes, and then files. If I do cd new folder, it will get changed to new folder. Now the git bash is not opened here, the bash is opened at this moment. If I do cd dot dot, it is again getting inside this. So I will just switch on this new folder. So I will show more commands here. Rmdir folder means remove directory, so I will have to come here only. I will say rmdir new, write new, and then press a tab. Then it says that okay, you are wanting this complete name, so I will give you. And nothing happened here, but something happened here, that this folder is not here. So this is remove directory command. List directory is ls, and here you can't see anything right now, but when we will add more files, you will see this. pwd means print working directory. pwd, this is the directory in which I am working with right now. Touch command creates a new file. If I say touch 1.txt, then it will create a new file, and here you can see 1.txt. If I say ls, now it is giving me a 1.txt, and rmtouch.txt, it will say that okay, I will remove this. If I say rmtouch.txt, and why is not it coming? Okay, 1.txt, I will say 1.txt because I created it with 1.txt. It is saying working with it. I will refresh it. Now it is saying the folder is empty. mva.txt folder. Okay, I will, for that I will need to make a new folder, mkdir, and here I will say chapter 2, not chapter 2. I will create a new folder. Okay, folder, and here I will move a.txt here. I will say touch a.txt. If I do mv a.txt to new folder, then it moved the a.txt file to my new folder. You can see history of commands by this history command, and history, I will say, the you can see that I have many commands that I have done before. So you, if you're doing this for the first time, you won't see this. And before I did so many commands, and then after a long time I found a file where all these commands were stored. I just cleared that file. That's why you are seeing 119 commands, but I have done I have used many git commands. If I write clear, it will just clear this git bash. So for the first time we use git, we must tell git about us, that who am I, what is my email address. So I need to tell these things. This is a command to tell this. I will say git config minus minus global user dot name, and here you need to put your username. So my github account is with this name, so this is my name. If I do user dot name without this name, you can see my name is name here. And if I do email here, email, I will just go here and email, and then I will write here my email. So I can do this like this, okay, and at the rate outlook.com, I can put my email here. If you are beginners, you need not have to get confused with this command, as these are not even used in the workflow. I am just telling you that you must provide your information to get. If you want to save details on your system, you can change global to system. See, I have used the minus minus global flag, which means that wherever I will open this git bash inside my computer, if I open this in D drive, okay, I will now do like this, and I will go to D drive, and then will click on bash, and then I will just paste this command, and then you can see that it just came here. If I do like system, then it will go into my system. And if I want to do it for my local repository, I will tell you what is repository. If I want to do it only for local repository, I will change this minus minus global to minus minus local. If I do this command, git config minus minus list minus minus list, then it will say that this is my details, and somewhere I will find my name and email address. I don't know where. Why can't I find this? User.name and user.email. You must also get this if you have done all these things correctly. If you are getting any error, make sure that you are in the latest version of git, or you have typed the command correctly. This is very important. Many people don't write the command correctly and say that why it is not working. It is not working because you have not typed the command correctly. So you must do these things with your git, and in the next chapter we will see many things. So watch the video till the end. Guys, before moving on to chapter 3, you must know that what is Git and how it works, and what is the three-step architecture used by Git. What is the three-step architecture? It is working tree, staging area, and Git directory, that is repository. So what is this? First, what is the working directory? Working directory is the folder in which you are working with. So this is a folder in which there are these files. This is one file, this is one file, this is also one file, and this is a folder. This one is a folder, okay? So these files are present in your working directory, and these files are not initialized with Git. This folder is not even initialized with Git. It means that Git is not even checking about these files. So you can initialize this repository with git init command. I have written in the notes. I am not writing nicely because I am doing it on screen, and I am not doing able to write it nicely on the screen. So I have written these in the notes. You can see there. This is working directory. So what is staging area? Before knowing staging area, you must know that what is commit. Commit message is basically a snapshot of a code. For example, you create a version 1 with the name with the commit of C1, and then you also create a version 2 with the commit C2, that is commit 2, and then you create a version 3, and the name of the commit is C3. Okay, now if you want to roll back the previous version, let's say for some error you want to roll back, git creates a snapshot of this code, also this code. For example, you are getting error, you can even roll back to this version, and even from this version you can roll back to this version. This is basically a commit message. So what is staging area? For example, I want to add this file to the staging area, this file, so I will write SA. This file also I want to add to the staging area, and this folder also I want to add to the staging area, and I don't want this file because let's say this is an auto-generated file, log file. So I won't add this file to the staging area. Only these files will get added to my commit, and this log file won't be get added to the commit. Why? Because this file is not even added to my staging area. So you won't understand this if we don't do a practical. So let's do the practical. Guys, now I have just opened the notes of this chapter in my Google Chrome. So you will definitely get the notes in the descriptions link. So you must download the notes. What the chapter 3 is, how Git works, and how to track a Git repository. So here I have written that after making files, we have to track them. So let's create some files. So in my files folder, I will create a new text file whose name will be text.txt, and inside that I will put some content. For example, I will write here, this is a new file, and then I will close this. Okay, so I will open this with VS Code. So if you don't know what is VS Code, it is basically source code editor. You don't need not have to have you did not have to use VS Code to use Git, but I am just recommending this source code edited to you. Git status, it displays the state of current working directory. So now I will right click and open this with code. So you can just insert VS Code download, and then you can just go to the first link of the official website, and here you will get your download button for your operating system. So I will just click on Windows 64-bit because I am on a Windows 64-bit machine. If you are on some other operating system, you can install it for yourself. So you can install this by the steps I will do. Guys, simply you have to click on that setup, and then you need to read this license agreement. I have read this, and I will click on next, and you have to click all these options. You must check these to get all the features of VS Code, then next, and then you need to install. So it will first prepare to install, and then it will just install Visual Studio Code into your machine. It is now installed, so I will just click on finish. So guys, what I thought is I will just bring these two files in this folders, in this folder only. You know why? Because everything will be done in the single repository, this repository. So this is a folder, and in this folder there is the previous files also, and here are the notes also. Each and every notes are here. So I will just right click and open git bash here, and also I will open my VS Code inside this folder. So it takes a little bit time depending upon your hardware. So nothing you can do nothing with it. So inside this text.txt you can see that it is written that this is a new file. Here I have written displays the state of current working directory. So you can even open git bash from here. I will go to terminal and the new terminal, and then you can just click on git bash here. So these are just basic things, you must know these things. Okay, so this one and this one, these two things are just almost same. So here I will write git status, as in the nodes the first point is git status. So I will here write git status. So it is saying that fatal, not a git repository or any of the parent directories .git. What does it mean is that this is not a git repository. You have to make this a git repository in order to work with git in this folder. So what is git init? Git init initializes an empty repository. So if I write git init and initialized empty repository in this path, see, you can see here that before the prompt was only this one. So you can see that a master has got added here. What is master? Master is a branch. What is branch? Branch is an individual line of development. I will explain you what is branch further in the sixth chapter, that is the last chapter of this video. You can see here I have the nodes branching in git. So you have to see the video till then in order to know what is branch. So just leave it. What is branch? I will explain you. It is an empty git repository. If I now fire this git status command, you can see that it is on branch master. No commits done right now. No commits yet. So you can see that these files are untracked files, which means that these files are not even added to the staging area. None of the files is added to the staging area only by this command. You can see this that I have written this, a folder .git is hidden. So you cannot see this folder right now, but if you go to view and then you just click on this hidden items, then you can see a .git folder right here. So these files are auto-generated by git init command that initializes an empty git repository in this folder. So I will now just uncheck this box. I can even work from VS Code. You must know this. If I here write git status, it is saying me that these are the files and these are untracked files basically. Here in my VS Code, you can see that these are untracked files. The U means untracked files. So here are 8 files in total, because here are 6, this is 7th, and this is 8th file. And these are just folder. And if you create an empty folder, let me tell you, git won't track this because it is an empty folder. You can see this thing did not change to 9. It is not even, the empty folder is not even coming. You know why? Because git basically ignores the empty folders. Git only tracks the folders and files which have some information. If I write here git add, and here I will say text.txt, and you can see nothing happened here. But see, an icon came here. If I now write git status, it is saying me that these changes are to be committed. These changes are to be committed, but these are untracked files. Only this file is now added to my staging area. I have told you now what is staging area. These are files which are added to my staging area. So if I do git add minus a, what is that? Let me tell you. If I write git add minus a, and it must be capital A. If you do small a, like this, it won't add all the files to your staging area. You need to do minus capital A. So nothing happened here, but an icon is coming here. I will fire git status command. Now you can see that all the files are now added into my staging area. If I now close this VS Code, all the files will be in the staging area only, because all the information is stored in my .git folder. If you even see here also in my this git bash, not VS Code, git bash, here it is saying the same thing. VS Code's git bash terminal and this git bash terminal are just same things. So here I can commit like this. It means that I will create a snapshot. Commit is what? A snapshot. All these files are now added to staging area. So I will say git commit minus m. So let me first do by git commit only. Git commit, if I write this and press my enter key, so it opened me a active Vim editor. So you won't be able to write your commit like this. So you need to first click on I, it that allows you to insert some text. Then we have to put the message there. So new commit, I will write new commit. Okay, then I will press my escape, then colon. Then here you can see colon game W and then Q and then enter. You can see that new commit was added here. New commit is added. How do I know? If I say git status and I must put an S here, it is saying that on branch master nothing to commit working tree clean. But before what was coming is, and before what was coming was these errors, was these things were coming. These are basically not errors, these are just results. Okay, so it is saying me that on branch master nothing to commit and your working tree is totally clean. If I create a new file here, and here I will say text2.txt, and here I will create a this is a new file and created after file 1. Okay, so I will just not put useless information here. Now if I say git status it says me that text2 is an untracked file. I can do like this, git add text2.txt, and then I can do it like git commit minus m, and this thing you can see it requires a value. The thing we did by git commit and then I, then commit name, then escape colon wq, we can do it by like this, git commit minus m initial commit. It means that I am doing the same thing but in this way. The name of the commit is initial commit in the note, so I can even change this. I can even do like added text to. Okay, so I will now just press my enter key. It is saying added text to commit was being created. If I now modify this file, and here I will say this is a new line in this file, you can see that VS Code has made this line green. If I do git status right now, it is saying that this is a modified file, that is text.txt. You need to unmodify it to make the working tree clean. All you can do is create a new commit to make the working tree clean. You can see in the nodes git status say that working tree is clean in this point, which means everything is fine. On modifying a file, git status says the same. Here you will say what have you written. On modifying a say git status says the same. It means that I want to say that when you have added or done use after modifying files, when you have done this command and this command, this one and this one, then git status will say the same. If you do without adding it to staging area and then committing it, it will give you such an output, that is modified text.txt. I can now just simply delete this line in order to make my working tree clean. Another thing I will do is I can even commit this. If I say git commit minus m and initial commit, let's say initial. So you can see that changes not stage for commit. It means that the files which will get added to staging area, only those will be committed. Also the changes. So if I write git add minus a and then git commit minus m, and then I will do initial, and then I will press my enter key. Then it is saying that this is initial, and then if I do git status, it says me that on branch master nothing to commit and your working tree is totally clean. So now let me tell you what is git log command. Git log basically displays your list of commits you have made and other people have also made. If I say git log, it is saying me that these people have did this commit. I can even do multiple things here. If I do like this, and then I can do like this, git add minus a, git commit minus m new, and then I can do it like this. And then if I do git log, you can see that everything is fine here. It displayed me a list of commits. You will use this a lot when you want to see the commit hash. I repeat, when you want to see the commit hash. So what is commit hash, I will tell you later. What is tagging in git? Tagging: git can tag some particular points in a repository history as important. This marks the release version. These are almost same as your commit. So you can even tag a git project. So I can do like this. So I will change from PowerShell to git bash, and then I will do like this: git tag minus a, and then we need to put a version flag. So you need to do like this: v 1.1. So this is 1.1 version, and then you need to do minus m flag, and then you need to put the kind of message: this is version 1.1 of this software. Okay, and then I will press my enter key. Nothing happened. But if I write git tag, and it is saying me that only v 1.1 is here. So creates a tag of v 1.0 with this name. I have added inside notes. You can even do multiple tags after modifying, of course, your files. So git tag displays a list of tags rm minus rf dot get. This is the most dangerous command in git. I won't do this repository. Okay, let's show it. Ra minus rf dot get. You know what happens? It basically deletes the .git folder and all your information of the .git folder. I will press my enter key, and you can see that the master is not written here. I will write git status. It is saying me that fatal error. So git commit minus a minus m basically does is adds files to staging area and then commits them. So what happens is everything is done just at once. Git commit minus and git commit minus initial commit. This is the same thing. You have to try this. So untracked file do not support this command. Let me tell you, if you have just modified some file, so like this, you then you can do this command here. But if you have created a new file, it won't work. So I hope that you have understood this chapter. So now let us move on to the next chapter. Guys, it is the time of chapter 4. So now I have just dragged and dropped these notes of chapter 4 into my Google Chrome. You will get the notes in the descriptions link. So you must download these notes. So chapter 4 is cloning Git repositories and working with them. I will just go to github.com, and then I will just take any random repository. So you can see that in the GitHub there is an explore tab. I will just click on this explore button, and then there are a lot of repositories by other developers, random. These are just trending repositories. I will go to trending repositories, and then I will just take any small repository because I don't want any large repo. Guys, I thought let me take my own repository only. This is the world's best repository. Okay, so I will just take clone this. How can I clone this? Is git clone command is there, and then you need to put the URL. So I will just click on this code button, and then I will go to SSH or HTTPS or GitHub CLI. If you want to use GitHub CLI, you will need the official command line by GitHub, but we won't do this because we all are already having a Git. So I will now click on either HTTPS or SSH. I will go to HTTPS, and then I will click on this copy button. It is now successfully copied to my clipboard. I will now do this git clone. So I will now write here that, so I will now do like this git clone, and then I will just right click on my terminal, and it gave me this complete URL. I will now press my enter key, then it is saying that cloning, and it has also received the objects. So this is just a markdown folder that I use in my profile of GitHub. So you can see this one. This is how you can just pull the file. This is a very simple step. So you must know this thing. It is not necessary. So pushing files to GitHub. This is the most important thing that you must know. You have to follow these commands. So I will now just create a new repository by clicking on this new repository, and then I will create a git tutorial with notes. I will create with notes, and then I will tell you what is readme, what is git ignore. I will just click on this create repository button. You can do is you can just follow these commands. Git remote add origin, this one. So I will just click on copy this thing and git remote add origin. So I can even use my SSH key, SSH, or I can use my HTTPS. I can use anyone. So I will just control C means copy, and then I can even just paste this thing here, and it is not getting pasted. I don't know why. Let me again copy this command by control C. Okay, now it is now pasted. I will now click on my enter key, and then it is saying that a fatal. Guys, I have did a very weird mistake that in the previous chapter I have done the rm minus rf dot git command. That's why my git init command failed. I mean the git dot git folder got deleted. So I will just do the same steps again. So guys, now I have just done this thing. So now I will just paste this command here, and if it does not work, I will now just stop this video. So it worked, yeah, it worked because it did not show me any fatal error. So you can go to your account settings. Okay, so now I will just go to my click on my this icon, and then I will go to settings, and then I will just go to my SSH and GPG keys. Here in the notes I have written, if you want to connect using GPG keys, you need to install another CLI. I told you the GitHub CLI. So SSH keys are basically used to put your code to GitHub. Nobody can just push your code to your GitHub account because it is a very sensitive and important thing, right? So I will now just go click on this guide to generate my SSH keys, because these commands I have just written from this guide only. So this is your guide. So I will now just click on here, and then I will now just do like this, and then I will just copy this thing and then paste this thing. These are very simple things. In this place you just need to simply put your email address by which you have your GitHub account. So I have just added my email address here. So here it is saying here enter the file. I will just press my enter key, and then if I want to overwrite, I will click on Y, and then pressing enter key, I have got this thing. So here you can just start this thing. So I will just, you need not have to understand these things, because in the notes I have written what happens is this command generates a new SSH key. This starts your SSH agent, and then this command adds SSH key to your SSH agent and then copies this your SSH key. So I will just click on this and then copy this, paste this, and then identity added, it is saying me, and then I will scroll down and adding SSH key to your GitHub account, and then I will simply just copy this command. I will paste this and it will just simply copy your SSH key into your clipboard. I will just click on this new SSH key and here I will say git tutorial SSH. Okay, so I will now just paste my SSH key here and then I will just wait for it until it get added. So it is saying that it is get added. So you can add your SSH to your GitHub by going to here, and then this creates a new branch. What is branch? You need not have to know this. So I will now just click on copy this and then paste this. And if I just, and here it is saying that guys, I have now just copied and pasted this command, and then I will now just do it like this, and then it is pushing my files, and here you can see that enumerating objects is 13, and it is just pushing my files into my GitHub account. It is saying that total 13 delta 0, and here it is not giving me any error, so nothing is happening here. But if I just reload this page, what will happen is, let me show this to you. Wow, this is just awesome. This all the files are now added. So you can see that these are some folders. So this is a folder, this is also a folder. Now why, so I can just click on my notes folder and then I can just click on this one and then I can just see the notes also from here. You can just click on this button to download this, and also if also you can just click on this and if you are watching this video right now, if you have downloaded like this, just use the git pull command. Use the git pull command to fetch all these files, because this is a sign that you are a professional developer. So I will now go to the notes and say that when a group is working on a project and others have created a change, you can pull the code by git pull command. So I will just now use git pull, and it is pulling the file. So I will just control C I will use to do this, and I will now simply delete these files. I will just simply delete these files. I will permanently delete them, permanently delete, and then I will click on yes. Okay, this is a very tough task. Okay, git pull I will use to pull all these files along with my commit. It is saying me already up to pull date. So guys, I was getting that error because my .git folder was still there. I will now do git pull and then I will just do the same steps again. So guys, now this command has given me all my files here, as you guys can see here. Wow, this is just awesome. So this is a folder and this is also a folder. So why it is coming in like this? So here inside this there are many tabs, issues tabs there is, and there is pull request and then actions. You can see these things. Deployment, there is deployment. So I will see them later on. So it is saying me git log minus minus pretty equal to one line. What does this do? All commits are displayed in one single line. You saw in my in the previous chapter, git log command just does and shows like this. So I will now just use this command that says git log minus minus pretty equal to one line. Okay, so only one commit there was, so it is only giving me one commit. And git log minus minus stat, what it does is git log minus minus stat, all commits are displayed in a beautiful manner. By beautiful manner, I don't mean like very beautiful. There is some another command. This is also showing me some information. Git log minus p minus 1, what it does is git log minus p minus 1, it shows the latest commit. And I only have one commit here. I will just I will use my Q to close this thing. So I hope you understood this chapter. Let's meet in the next chapter. Guys, now let us move on to chapter 5. Chapter 5 is dot get ignore and untracking files and working with commits. So now I will just double click on this to open this. So you will get the notes in the description, so you can download that. I have written here. Sometimes we want some files to be ignored from a project. Here you can see that these are some genuine files. Okay, so sometimes what happens is some temporary log files are being created. For example, if I show my git status now, I will right click and git bash here, and I will say git status, and it is saying me that on branch master nothing to comment and working tree is clean. So if I create a log file, I will write here touch command is used to create a new file. You know that touch temp temp file, let's say new.ini. You know what is ini file used by Windows? So here it is ini file. So we don't want this file here. If we use the git add minus a, this file will also get added, because git add minus a adds all the files present in your directory into your staging area. So this will also be added, but then if we commit, this thing also be commit, and then if we push our files to GitHub, this file will also be pushed, but we don't want this. So for this thing only we use .git ignore. .git ignore is a special file that helps you to store the files that you don't want into your staging area. So if I write here that star.ini means all the files with .ini extension will get ignored. If I even write new2.ini, and if I again create a new 3.ini, if I now see my git status, it is saying me that untagged files dot get ignored. But where did these three files go? If I now just comment it by control plus forward slash, and I will do like this, it is saying me that get ignored new.ini, new2.ini, new3.ini. So I will just uncomment this right now. So what happens is this git ignore file just stores the files which are to be ignored by our git. So at this moment, many useless files are generated inside .git ignore. You can put the file or folder name that is to be ignored. So git status command does not show the logs. You can see that if we do like this, git status command is not showing the log file, but it's showing my git ignore. If I write git add minus a, the files which are ignored by .ini won't be added to my staging area. If I say git status, if I show you git status, it is showing me only .ignore, but the ini files are not there. If I say git commit minus m added git ignore, and then I will just press my enter key, it is saying added git ignore. You can avoid a folder like this. For example, you know what is PyCatch folder? If you don't know, if you are a Python developer, you know, but if you don't know, let me tell you. PyCatch is a folder created by Python while importing some module from the current working directory. So if I create a new PyCatch file, so I will now just create a main.py file and a new.py file, and inside my new.py file I will create a function. You need not have to know what is this function in Python if you only want to learn Git. So this is a function, and inside this I will say import new, and then I will just run this program. You will see a PyCatch folder auto generated here. Here you can see this Python generated this PyCatch folder. So inside this there is something, a file is there inside my PyCatch folder, pyc file. You need to ignore this PyCatch folder. So what I will do is I will just copy this name, and then I will paste this, and I will put a forward slash since it is a folder. I have written only if you want folder, then you will put a forward slash, else you will put only the name. I will now, okay, I will not run because it is a git is a command line tool. So I will now say git status. It is showing me that these two files are added, but git ignore is modified. If I just uncomment this, and it is saying me that untracked files by catch, and now it is showing that only untracked file main and new.py files are untracked. So this bycatch folder is simply ignored by our git from getting added to the staging area. Guys, sometimes we need to track a file, but if the extension is ignored, we can't track the file. So there is an effective way to do this. See, here I have now ignored all the ini files present in my directory. So what if I create a new file that says rough.ini? So you know that this will also be ignored, and you can see VS Code has faded out this names file. So what if I write an exclamation, then do it like rough.ini? So you can see here, if I now just show you what is the status of git, so it is saying me that rough.ini is there and git ignore is modified. If I comment out this line, it is not showing me the rough.ini, but now it is showing me the rough.ini file. So if you want to ignore all the ini files or any .tmb files in any directory from a folder, so you can do it like this: the folder name, then forward slash, then two stars, and then forward slash, then star, and then dot, and then extension name. A quite big command, that's why I have written in the notes, so you can always refer the notes from here. Only a file added to staging area can also be unstaged. So if I write here git status, you can see that these are the files. So if I say git add dot git ignore, if I want to add this to my staging area, you know that what happens is this one gets added to the staging area, and git status says that this changes to be committed, but this is now present in my staging area. You can even unstage this file. Yes, you can do it like this: git restore minus minus staged, and then you need to just put the name of the file. If I write dot git ignore and git ignore, and it is now unstaged. So how do I know this is? I write git status, it is showing me this, but before it was showing me this. So this is the usage of git restore command. Let me tell you something. First, I will now git add minus a, git commit minus m, files ignored. I will now just do it like this: files ignored, and the I have created a commit right here. So I can even do like this. So what does this command do? A file inside git ignore which was previously staged. Read it again. Previously staged. On modifying it, git status says that it is modified. Let me show you by an example. This main.py file is not inside this. So if I write here a main.py, what do you expect? You expect that this file will be ignored by our git, right? So let me show you. I will now just open my git bash. I don't know why again and again I am just closing this terminal. So I will say git status. It is showing me that modified this file. So nothing is new here. So if I write here print hello, so if I now show you git status, it is saying me that your git ignore is modified, but main.py is also modified. Why? It is saying me, but though I have added this inside this git ignore file, why it is saying? Because this file was previously inside the staging area and was even the working tree, but now after some changes, it has been added into my git ignore folder. That's why. So how can you completely ignore it? I will write git rm and then minus minus cached. Here I will write minus minus cached, and then I will say main.py. Okay, it did not remove this. You can see if I write here git status, it is only showing me dot get ignore has been modified. Before it was showing main.py also. If I also create one comment here and now showing you the get status command, it says that this is modified but this file is being deleted. You can even change the commit. So if I the latest commit I did was okay, I will see by git log command, git log. So I will just press my Q, and then you can see here that files ignore was my latest commit here. Git commit. So I will first do like this: git add minus a, git commit minus m main file ignored. I will say generally we don't create commits on such small things, but still I am doing. Okay, if I write git and then I will say git rm, not rm, this command, this git commit minus minus amend, git commit minus m and minus minus amend, it must be amend, and then I will say minus m. What this command does is changes your latest commit. So I will say main.py modified. So I will now press enter. So you can see here, so if I write my git log here, so you can see that main file ignored. So before so I just need to first change any file right there. So I will now just do change this one. I will say dot log here, dot log, start dot log also. I will put this thing. So if I now do this thing, and it is saying me mend, and if I git log, it shows me, uh, it will show me somewhere. Okay, it will show me somewhere. Anyways, I will now not find it. I will just clear this terminal because it is showing me a lot of my previous outputs too. So this is a very important thing, matching code with some commit. If you are using git and you don't know how to match your code with some previous commit, you have no use of using git. So I don't know why did I again close my git bash terminal. So I will show you this command. So I if I show you my git status, it is showing me on branch master. So if I change this new file, and if I change this name to new function, and here if I show you my git status, it is saying me that this is modified. If I even create a new index.html file, index.html, so if I create the boilerplate code, it is saying me that this file is an tracked file. So you already know that how to add it to a staging area and even commit. So you how can you check out, means how can you roll back to the previous version? I will say git checkout and then new.py. So I will write new and then press my tab key. Okay, there are many files with the name new, that's why. So I will put my only git checkout new.py, new.py. So I will now press my enter key. You will see that func name has came here. If I even do it like this, document it is. So I will say title 1, and if I do it like git add minus a, git commit minus m, and then add HTML, I will write here, and then simply do it like this. I will write some more code, and div put an ID of navbar, and here I will put an h1 tag, and then I will put many h3 tags. So if I now show you my git status, so it says me that this is a modified file. If I do it like git checkout index.html, so I will now first zoom out this code. So I will just as I will press my enter key, you will see the magic. You can see that all these files, all the lines are now back, and my git status command will now show that your working tree is clean. So you can see it is came here. So you see that if I do it like this, and then I do it like this, and then this, okay. So if I show you my git status says me that modified and untracked. I will write here that git checkout minus f. What this command does is it just does the same. It does this command with all your files. Git checkout minus f means that you need to check out your all the files with your latest commit. So what I will do is I will just drag and drop these files here in order to show these things to you. So I will now just drag this thing here and this index.html somewhere I need to fit it. So I found this place. So I've divided my screen into four sections. Just as I will fire this command, you see that all the files are now in the previous version of them. So this is an awesome feature of Git, and many people use Git only for this thing only, but generally we use many of the features. This command revives you. It changes the code or images back to initial commit. Yes, it also works with images. If I create a new and then I create an image, so I will just save an image from the internet. So guys, I have just now added this image into my working tree. So if I show you git status command, it says that this is a new file. So I will just do the same thing as I done before also. You know what happens with these commands, so I will now not explain you every command again because it will take a lot of time, but you know all these things, so you can see that it is now well. So if I now edit this image, if I now just edit this image and I just do it like this, I choose a color and then I do it like this, and then I will just change the color of this one also. Okay, so I have just done many crazy things here. I will now just save this, close this, and then I will show you my git status. Git status, it is saying me that it is modified. Yes, git also checks binary files too. So if I say git checkout, and here I will say minus f, and you can see that this file is now revived. This is an awesome feature of git. This is the main beauty of your git. So you can also match all files with older commits by commit hash. As I told you that you can even roll back to older commits. If I show you what are commit hash, these are commit hashes. So I will now just do it like this. So I commit hashes are these are commit hashes. So I will show you my latest commit. So where is my latest commit? This is img, that is the latest commit. So I can even roll back to added HTML. I will just simply copy this commit by Control plus C key, and then I will just git checkout with commit hash, git checkout, and then I will right click in order to paste this. So this image will, you won't find this image, and as you can see this image is not here. But if I again put my git log and then I just do it like this img folders, img file somewhere I will find where I added my image. So I will now just, so here this is initial commit, then new, then this commit, then this, and somewhere I must find my img one. So guys, you can see that this one changed into my new branch. Actually I did not see this thing. This actually switched to a new branch. So what is branch, I will tell you. So till now you simply do it like this. You need to just go to git checkout master. If I do, I will explain you what is this. And git checkout master, if you do, you will get back your previous one. So git checkout master, you got this, and I will delete this branch by this git branch minus d. I will do minus d and this branch, and I will just copy this and then paste this, and no branch found. Let me press my tab key after this. So that was just a temporary branch. So I will show you again. So that was just a temporary branch. So I will say git log, and then I will just copy this thing, and then I will say uh, okay, no, I won't copy this thing, I will just copy this one again. So I will say git checkout, and this one, so it is not here. So it is a temporary branch, it is not a development branch, it is just a temporary branch. So I will say git checkout master, and then this branch will get deleted automatically. You can see here, if I say git branch, this is a command to see all your branches. I will show you later. So it is showing me only master, it is not showing me this crazy branch. You know why? Because this is a temporary branch. Git log can be used to find the commit hai. So git diff command, this command compares working tree with your staging area. You can see that now git status is showing that working tree is clean. So if I do it like dot start dot txt, okay, if I say git add minus a, and if I do git diff, so I must not add this thing, so I will just simply use the command to unstage the file. So I've now just reached to unstage this file by git restore command. So I will say git diff, and then you can see here something happened. So I will now just take it to full screen, and then my Q key to end this thing. So you can see that here it is written main.py and no new line at the end of file. It is basically providing us some information about this one. .txt and .min.py has been added, that's what is showing plus. So this does not work if files are staged. You need to run the git restore command to unstage the file. Git diff minus minus stage, what this does is compare staging area with recent commit. Staging area with recent commit. So I will say git add minus a, git uh, diff minus minus staged. I will do minus minus staged. It is now comparing this one. So you need not have to understand this too much, because we generally don't use so many commands. Git config minus minus local cell alias dot sts status. So what is this? What have I written? What does this mean? You know what are git alias are some shortcut, you can say, or some keyword by which we will trigger something. So if I write that uh, git config minus minus local, and here I will say alias dot sts status. What does this mean? See, if in the previous time we were using git status, git status, git status, I can use git sts in order to do git status. So I will say git sts. You can see it is doing the same thing as git status. It is just a kind of shortcut to use this. Instead of git status, you can now use git sts. So hope you understood this chapter. This chapter was important. So let's meet in the next chapter. Guys, chapter 6 is branching in git and created readmes. So guys, this is a very important chapter. So if you are having any distraction around you, please get side from it and take a serious environment and see this chapter. Branching is an effective way to create independent line of development. So what is this? See, for example, I am in the master branch. By example, by default it is master branch only, you can see here. So in the master branch, if I create a new commit with the name m1, okay, I have created. Then after further development, I create master 2 commit, m2 commit. What I want is, see, for example, I want a new feature to be added and test my application, but at the same time I also want to do some another development also, and also some another framework I also want to test. So I can use branching at that time. For example, I want to use any JavaScript framework on any website, and let's say I am working with any group. So if I just simply add my commit into my master branch, there will be many problems. Okay, so if I create a new branch, I will create a test branch in which I will test my application using the other framework. I will create first commit, okay, it is working, then submit second commit, then it is, if it is working, then I will create a third commit. And if you don't think that you can't work in the master branch, then you can even shift to the master branch, and then also you can work with the master branch. And also at this point you can create a new branch and new commit one and commit two. This is only branching. It is an effective way to create independent line of development. Also, you can even merge these two branches. This is a very awesome feature. If you are, let's say you have created the better website using the JavaScript framework, and if you want to show it to your seniors and they have seen it and they say that okay, then add this into your master, because from now onwards our website will only have this one. So what will you do? We will simply merge the test branch and the master branch. So let's see this by practical. You will get the notes in the descriptions link below, so you need not have to take tension about the notes. So git branch test, it means that you want to create a new branch with the name test. If you want to change it to some other name, if I say new branch, I will write git branch new. So I will say git branch. See, by default this is master and there is only one branch by default. I say git branch testing. Okay, I will press my enter key. You can see now git branch command says that there are two branches right now, master branch and testing branch. Git branch command is used to see all your branches inside your git repository. So you created a new line of development. If I say git status, so it is saying me that it is modified one file. I am in my master branch right now. I will say git commit minus m and I will write chapter 5 done. Okay, chapter 5 done. So I will now say my git status. You can see that on branch master nothing to commit and working tree is totally clean. I want to move to my testing branch. Okay, so I will say git checkout testing. What it does, it moves to your testing branch. You can say it is now master, but now it is testing. So if I now delete this fire image, and I will just move this to recycle bin, and also I will delete a few files inside this branch, files and folders. Also I will just delete this. It is showing me a warning. Are you sure you want to delete the following 4 files and directories and the content, so you can restore these from the recycle bin? I will just click on move to recycle bin. So if I say git status, you know that git checkout command can be used to get back, but I will commit it. Commit all the file. Git add minus a, git commit minus m, a new commit. I am writing a story. A new commit I will write. I don't know why am I again and again doing the same mistake. I will write a new commit. So you can see that a new commit has been created. So I will say git status. Git status. It is saying me that on branch testing. It is not saying master it right now. It is saying on branch testing. Nothing to commit and your working tree is totally clean. So if I want to move back to my branch master, I will say git checkout master. Checkout command is used to move back to the previous version. Previous version, I mean another branch. I have written the notes also somewhere. Git checkout master, you see, roll back to master keeping test branch. It won't delete my testing branch. If I say git branch, it is showing me that there are two branches present. How will I know that in which branch am I present? I am in master, so it is showing me a star. When I will be in the testing and I will fire the git branch command, it will show me a star before the testing branch. It is not like I can only create two branches. I can also make multiple branches. If I say git branch and then I will say new branch. So if I now write git branch, and then you can see that there are three branches present in my repository. If I say git branch minus d, and here I will say testing. So it is saying me the error, it is not fully merged. Okay, so I will now first show you by merging, then I will delete the branch. So I will say git checkout testing branch, and then you can see the files are now not here. So if I say git checkout master, you can see here that okay, not git checkout master. First I will do git checkout testing. If I say git merge master, so what will happen is, let me tell you, it is saying me merge made by ORT strategy, git ignore 3 plus plus 1 file change, 2 intersection and 1 deletion. So what does it mean? If I say git branch, the master branch is here, but the testing branch is merged with master. So if I write git checkout master, so you can see master, it must be master. So these are the files are here. So if I will go to my index.html file, I will write here I am master branch. So I will say git commit minus a minus m. You know what is minus a minus m? It just does git add minus a and git commit minus initial commit just at once. Modified index.html file. I will write here a commit. So HTML. So it is showing me. So if I say git checkout testing, and here this line is now not here. So git if I write git branch, and here if I say master, so I don't want to create a git branch. I don't know why am I again and again merging using branch instead of merge. So I will say git merge master. So you can see that IM master branch is written here, but testing branch is also written here. What does this mean? It means that these two branches are now joined. It means that these two branches have now merged. If I say git branch minus d master, it is saying me the deleted branch master, and this is a hash 3ADOCA. This is a hash. If I say git branch, it is saying me that this master, yeah, I don't know what is this. So git branch, I have done something mistake before. Git branch master, and okay, I will, right while writing master, I have again and again did the spelling mistake in this. I don't know why. Deleted branch. So if I write here branch, and then you can see new branch and distinct branch is only present. If I say git checkout new branch, you can see this is not here. This is new branch, and in the title I will change this to new branch. So I will write git commit minus a minus m, changed the changed HTML. I will create a commit change HTML. If I say git merge, I will now merge this I will now merge this branch and this branch. If I say git branch testing, you can see and merge conflict came here. It is saying auto merging conflict. So what is this? I have written in notes merge conflict. When we get this error when two branches are getting merged, and any line in the code is different in both branches. Read it again. Any one line in the code is different in both the branches. It means that the line is present, but the content inside the line is different. So git gets confused that which change should I make. So in VS Code you can easily solve this error. That's why I made you install VS Code. You simply need to, this is master branch or new branch. So I will just simply do it like this. I will just simply delete this one, and I will also delete this one, and inside my bash you can see that this is merging. So I will say git add minus a, git commit minus m, new I will do, and then you can see this is a new branch. If I git delete the other branch, git branch minus d testing, and this branch is successfully deleted. If I say git branch, it's saying only new branch. Git branch what is merging? Merging is basically when two branches codes just mix with each other, mixing the code of two branches. So if I fire this command git branch minus minus merge, it shows me all my merge branches. If I say git branch new master, I will create one because master I deleted this. If I create one more git branch something, okay, so I will say git checkout master, and master I will write so I'm in master branch, so I will write here this is master, this is master branch, I will write master branch. So okay, so this is master branch, and here also I will write master branch, master master branch. Okay, I will write here. So I will show my git status command, git status, it is showing me it is modified. I will say git commit minus m minus a minus m, changed title and body. Okay, so if I say git checkout testing, git checkout testing, this is not my branch, this is my branch is new branch, this is my branch, it switched. So if I want to delete my master branch again, I will say git branch minus d master. You can see error, the branch master is not fully merged. Are you sure you want to delete it? Run git branch minus capital D master command. So I will just paste this by capital D. It will force to delete the branch. You can see that in git branch. Let me show you that master branch is not present, and inside that master branch we had changed this title as well as the body of this HTML. So that's why it showed me an error that this is not fully merged. But keeping my eyes open, I just fired this command and this branch is deleted. So before deleting any branch, make sure that you merge them. So what is this? Git branch minus minus merge. So let's see, git branch minus minus merged. What it does is shows all your merged branches. Unmerged branches, how will I see? Minus minus no minus merged I will write, just as I have done inside the notes. You can see that there is no unmerged branch here. So git push minus u origin, and so first let me push my code. Git push minus u origin main. So origin main. Okay, there is no main branch here, so let me first open my GitHub account, and inside that I will open that repository, git tutorial with notes repository. So guys, now I have just created a new branch with the name main, and you can see my total branches present right now. So only there is main. So you, if you want to follow along with me, you can delete all your branches and only main is there. So you can see the code of this HTML, only this much is there. So what I have done is I have just pushed my code into my GitHub account, git push minus u origin according to GitHub. I have done it git push minus u origin main. So I have now just pushed my code onto my GitHub. So it is saying me one branch. Okay. So what if I do? Uh, I create a new branch, git branch new. Okay. So if I say git branch, you can see there is two branches. But if I push this code again to GitHub, so you will expect that the new branch will get pushed. So if I reload this page, and you can see there is only one branch present here, that is main. Why is not any other branch? Because we have to push our branch onto the GitHub. Here I have written that git push minus your origin branch name will push this branch to GitHub. So I will say git push minus u origin, and then I will create a new and say, and if I just press my enter key, it will just push it to GitHub. So you can see that it has pushed into my GitHub. So it is nothing, it has not came here, even here. But if I reload this page, yeah, you will see something. You will see that there are two branches, and that is main branch and new branch. So it is new branch, and this one is the main branch, that is a default branch. So git push minus d origin and branch name will delete this branch from GitHub. Do you see the power of Git? It is deleting branches from GitHub. It is just awesome. I will say git push minus d origin new. Okay, so what will happen is this branch will get deleted from my GitHub account. As you can see here, there is only one branch right now. While switching from one branch to the other, you are advised that your working tree is clean. Yes, this is very important. I must have told it before, but I am telling you, your working tree must be clean while switching from branches, because you may get some problems in the future. Merge conflict, I told you, when two lines in a code are same, you need to solve it. You can just choose the lines using VS Code. If you are using Notepad, you have to do it yourself. After this, again, you need to make the working tree clean, just as I did before also. README. So README is very important. You might have seen in many repositories readme.md file. Yes or no? I will just go to explore, and then I will just see a couple of trending repositories, and then I will just see this first repository, and then this one I will see. I can see that there is a big readme about this repository. I can even go anywhere. If I want to see the Kinter repository, Kinter, and I want to see the official one. So is there an official Kinter? Anyways, just leave it. Let me choose language here, Python, and then I will take any repository from Kinter, and then you will see here that this README is there. This is a readme that tells me about this repository. So we can also create our own readme. Like there are many awesome tools like VS Code, makerreadme.com, this website, etc. to create a readme. Yes, you can even create a readme using VS Code only. Personally, my own readme I have created using VS Code only, but I don't recommend this to you because there are a lot of new features in online readme creators. This is my readme I created using VS Code. So VS Code, you just simply need to create a readme.md file all in capital. Okay, readme.md, and if I do it like, and if I do it like, and then you if I just click on this one, so it is showing me that it is untracked. It is GitHub's Git's feature. So it is showing me that how it would look if I just open my readme in a raw form. How can I see it is? I will just click on this edit button. Okay, you can also just click on the raw button. You will get the raw button. So I will just put many my dashes under in order to see. So preview readme.md, it is okay. Let me further like this header, and here I will write header. So you see, and header has came here. So how do I get these things is, I will now just remove this readme.md file. I will go to any website. Let's say makeareadme.com. Make a readme readme.com. I will just go to this website, and then there are many tools here. So I will just click on this one, and okay, this is mind reading. Where do I get the option to create a readme? Okay, this is the place where I can create my readme. So here they have written bash pip install this package library, so you can just do it like this. So if I do say pip install, and instead of this I will say pytts63, so you can see it has it is now did this like this. Python, it won't work because in Python we don't create we don't put pip install statements in Python. We do it in our terminal. So there are many things here. So if I just add one more hash here, it has got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So if I put only one hash, it is like this. If I put minus here, you can see 3 minus means this complete line. This is basically a markdown. Here we saw make a readme. You can even see this one dealing.io, and then there are many websites readme, readme.so, readme.so, and readme.so. This is also an awesome tool. Okay, got it. And then you can just make something great today. It is written here, so you can even add images like this. So you just try all these features. You can just get started. This is awesome here. You can just click on this badges button, and you will get many badges. You can see contributing, and you can put your contributors and features. You can do this like this. So hope you enjoyed this complete video. So you know what is the use of readme? It is used to tell information. Also, this makes your profile look better. So when you have mastered all commands, you may use GitHub Desktop. It is basically a software by GitHub. I will just search GitHub the desktop. It provides you all the features of GitHub just inside one software. This is the software. So I will just close this. When you are a pro, then only you can use it. This much in this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like the video, share it with your family and friends. This video contains a lot of my effort, so let's meet in the next video.